Howdy folks, and welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen. Today we're making a 3-ingredient chicken patty that's way better than those frozen processed things. Now this is a super simple recipe and you can add a lot of different stuff into it and still kind of keep it healthy. It's almost as quick as those processed frozen things that you get in the freezer section, but it tastes better and it's better for you. You only need an egg, a little shredded cheese, and some cooked chicken. You can use the canned chicken or you can use leftover chicken. Just chop it up or shred it up a little bit and you can throw it in here. You need about a cup or a cup and a half. Just, you know, whatever you got to work. And use your egg and mix in enough cheese to fill it up. Anyways, before we get started making this, I want to take just a second and ask you to please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Click the notification bell so you don't miss videos when we upload new content. Like the video, leave us a comment, just say howdy so we know you're out there watching, and share it with your friends. It would mean a lot to the channel and it would mean a lot to me personally. So thank you so much. Anyhow, like I said, this is super simple. We're going to go ahead and turn the pan on and get it kind of warming up. Now you can cook these in a frying pan, a skillet like I've got here. You can bake them in the oven about 400 degrees or in an air fryer at about 400 degrees. And you can also make nuggets out of these instead of patties if you're making them for kids. Just put a little oil in your pan there. And my pan's already kind of getting warm. Break your egg. If you're using canned chicken, you do want to drain the juice off of it. And canned chicken, a lot of people are like, oh, don't buy it. But this is a store branded and only has chicken, water, and salt. So we're not going to add any salt to this, but you might want to add some seasoning to it. And I'm definitely going to do a little pepper and a little onion powder. A lot of people do ranch seasoning, but the ranch seasoning mixes a lot of times have MSG added in them. So check your ranch seasoning mix. I do have up a really old video that has a ranch dressing in it. And all of those same spices you can kind of mix up in a packet and hang on to. And you can use them in stuff like this if you want a cleaner version of ranch. Okay, we're just going to kind of whip our egg up here a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and add in some pepper, not salt. We've got salt in the chicken. If you're on a low-carb diet too, I think this has like 1 gram of carb in it, and that's in the cheese. And I don't know why this cheese has 1 gram of carb in it. Probably because it's pre-shredded. If you get the block, it shouldn't have any. And I'm just using, like I said, pepper and a little onion powder, and it's to taste, and it is optional. But I'm going to mix that in my egg so it will be kind of even in my patties. And then kind of bust this chicken up a little bit. I should have shredded it before I started this. But you can shred it with a fork as you like take it out of the can. Now, I know that when my kids were growing up, fillers were important, and if you want to do fillers in these, you can to make them go farther. This is a pretty big can of chicken here, and it'll make 3 or 4 patties, but if you needed to make more than that, you could add some fillers into it. Kind of a healthier option, though, if you want to add a little filler in here over just flour, would be to add in some instant potato flakes, and it would also give it a lot more flavor. And we might do a fritter with some potatoes in it if y'all are interested in seeing exactly how that comes together. Something else you could add in here for a little flavor instead of just your spices is you could add some bacon crumbles in here, because I mean, who doesn't like bacon and cheddar and chicken together? And you can use any cheese too. You can use some pepper jack and spice it up a little bit. And you could add in some pepper flakes or something and spice it up a little bit if you want to. Just any kind of seasoning you want with these. All right, now we're just going to kind of divide our mixture up into patties. And like I said, if you want to do this in smaller pieces and do chicken nuggets, you certainly can. And it's much, much, much healthier for the kids. than those processed things that you buy in the store. But you just kind of squeeze it together, and you do have to use your hands. And you might be able to use like a patty press for this if you've got one, like one of the hamburger presses. I haven't actually tried it in that, but as I was mushing it up with my hands, I was thinking, you know, a patty press would probably work for this. And it's generally a good idea, if you've got a second, if they ain't like starving to death and driving you crazy, if you let this sit for just a minute before you put it in the pan and let your egg kind of bind your chicken and your cheese together. Well, I guess this is going to make about 3 patties, not 4. And that's kind of all there is to forming them. Okay, after you've got your pan heated well, because you do want to put these in a hot pan. If you put them in the pan and they're cold, it's going to stick to the pan and then they're going to fall all to pieces. And, you know, you let them sit for just a few minutes. You can let them sit for about 15 minutes to hold together the best. I did not do that. I didn't take 15 minutes. Might have set maybe 2 minutes. But we're going to go ahead and add them into our very hot pan. And you can, like I said, bake them or air fry them about 400 degrees. And they'll bake up really nice. Oops. Yep, let them sit a little bit longer. That one just broke putting it in the pan. Daggone it. I was really hoping for 3 pretty patties to show y'all. Oh well. We should have 2. Now you're just going to fry these until they're brown on both sides, because the only thing in them not cooked is the egg. Your chicken is already cooked, so it's just going to take a couple of minutes, but you can see it's just kind of golden brown. The cheese really makes it brown nice, and as they cook, I'm hoping the cheese is going to hold them together a little bit better, because I didn't let them sit. There we go. Oh, that one is perfect. And I got a nice cheese string there off of it. I was going to try and show you, but it didn't hold, it broke. But that one there is just perfect. A lot of people, when I meet them in person or they'll leave comments and stuff, y'all will say, I don't know how, but you said exactly what I needed to hear today. I say, you heard it because I needed to hear it today. And this morning I was sitting here studying, and I was trying to find something to share with y'all that, you know, would encourage you and be meaningful and maybe help you get through the day. And I was struggling a bit myself. I came across Galatians 6:9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. And like I said, I was struggling this morning. I was tired. I was looking for every excuse not to do the things that I needed to do today. But the Bible also tells us that we are to do everything we do as if it was unto the Lord. And there are things that I need to take care of. I needed to share this with y'all today and not just be tired. So I hope Galatians 6:9 encourages you to continue today to do whatever it is that you need to do, and to do it as if you are doing it unto the Lord. Now, let's see here. I hope just one of these comes out. I really should have let them sit. Let's see this one here. Little bit longer. It's getting there. But they are starting to stick together nice and not stick to the pan, which is good. One of the ways you keep your stuff like this from sticking is you let your pan get hot, then you add your oil, let it get hot, and then you add what you're frying. And a lot of people ask me about cast iron, how to clean it, how to use it. The biggest thing I can tell you about cleaning cast iron is clean it immediately after you use it and dry it very, very well. There's a lot of people that say absolutely no soap ever. Well, that will lead to buildup on your cast iron, and it will lead to it getting sticky. If your cast iron feels sticky, you have to use a little soap on it. And I know that goes against the manufacturer's recommendations even, which they didn't have those recommendations when I bought this skillet 50 years ago, or when it was bought for me 50 years ago. And I've used soap on it. I don't use soap every time, but when it gets sticky, I do. So, you know, use some common sense. A lot of times I'll use salt or baking soda as a paste to clean it. Yep, that's just about perfect, and that's exactly what we want. There's not any filler in it. There's not any additives in it. And if you've got leftover chicken to make it with, it's even better. That's all there is to making this really simple chicken patty that you can feel good about eating. It's like great for lunch. If you want to make them smaller and do them as an appetizer before a meal, or if you want to have them on a bun with dressed out however you like it, lettuce, tomato, pickles, whatever. Make them smaller, make them chicken nuggets for the kids. It's just plain good food. Make some vegetables to go with this and serve them as your meat. And I know that, like I said, canned chicken is something some people go back and forth about, but with the rising cost of food, it is kind of an economical option, especially if you buy it on sale. Remember, shop those grocery store sales and save as much money as you possibly can. And it is also a food pantry item that I know a lot of folks are having to utilize right now. So if you have it and you're wondering how to cook it, this is one way that you can serve it. I hope you give these a try. They're way yonder better than them processed things. And I would really appreciate it if you would like the video and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for joining us, The Hillbilly Kitchen. And until next time, remember to put God first.